A major shakeup, actually, in the presidential race after Super Tuesday. We learned this morning that former Ambassador Nikki Haley is suspending her campaign for president. CBS News projects that Donald Trump defeated her in all of yesterday's GOP contests, except for a tight one in the state of Vermont. For Democrats, meanwhile, President Biden is projected to win everywhere except for American Samoa. Shout out to a guy named Jason Miller who won there. I don't know.
Yes.
Or Palmer, Jason Palmer. So come November, what this whole means is a president is now all but certain to face off against a former president for the first time in more than a century. It is unprecedented in modern times. We're joined now by two of our CBS News political contributors, Democratic strategist Ashley Etienne and Republican strategist Terry Sullivan. Oh, gentle people, thank you very much.
Good morning.
Help me out this morning. Terry, let's start with you. It was a big night for Donald Trump. Your takeaways.
No, but before you say anything, Terry, you told us after New Hampshire that it was over.
He was very matter-of-fact.
You were so matter-of-fact, and we
Yeah.
said, Terry, you're wrong. It's only been 2 states. You don't know what you're saying at this particular moment. Cut to today. And
Can we roll the tape?
What do you say? Sullivan? Yeah.
No, look, I mean, the writing was on the wall at that point in time that she was not attracting Republican-based voters. And even in New Hampshire, she was going out and trying to appeal to Democrats to vote in that primary. And that is not a sign of strength when on either side when you're trying to appeal to the other party to come into your primary. And so it was a tough road for her.
I mean, but here's the thing. I mean, she was never in it to win. She was always in it, in my opinion, to expose Donald Trump's vulnerabilities, which she did incredibly well in states
You don't
that...
think she was in it to win, Ashley?
No,
Really?
I mean, I don't... I mean, listen, unless she was delusional, but I don't think that she was... Sorry, no disrespect, but no, I don't think she was. I think she believed that Donald Trump was unfit to be president. She needed to challenge him. She was the person to challenge him. No one else was going to. But in the end, I don't think she was serious. I don't think she seriously thought she was going to win. I think she thought that my job is to expose his vulnerabilities, which she did. Again, she did very well in states that are going to matter in November: Michigan, Virginia, North Carolina, among voters that are going to decide the election. Moderate voters, suburban voters. So now the question is, how does Donald Trump get those people back into the fold, if he can at all? And I don't think that he can.
Yeah, well, look, a lot of them were Democrats. A lot of them were never Trumpers. A lot of them who came out and voted for her were never going to vote for him. They were going to vote for Biden.
But Terry, you can't deny there's a fracture in the Republican
absolutely.
Party.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a fracture in the Democrat Party, too. And so this is what happens in parties, and especially in primaries. They come together. I mean, look, where Trump is at, he just seized the nomination earlier than he did when he was the sitting president in 2020. I mean, that is, he's going to get the number of delegates he needs to 5 days sooner. So, I mean, we can talk about how divided the party is, but there was a heated primary, a lot of name-calling, a lot of money spent on both sides, and he still walked away with it.
But, Terry, he's not growing his base of support beyond the core MAGA base.
This is the same kind of rhetoric that was used before to downplay Donald Trump's chances. Oh, he only talks to the base. He can't get outside the base. There's a lot of people. Yeah. There's a lot of people in that base, and they're angry about the issues. They're angry about immigration, how Joe Biden has let things get out of control at the border. I mean, severely out of control. Voters care about that. They care about their pocketbook issues, where they can't afford to buy a home anymore.
And even though the economy is better, they don't feel it. The voters
don't feel it because interest rates are so high.
But here's a question for you, Ashley. You talk about how Trump isn't growing his base. Is Joe Biden growing his base? There are a lot of uncommitted voters who still can't make up their minds when it comes to Joe Biden. Is he building his base?
He has a lot he can tout in the State of the Union as an effective president.
Absolutely.
But can he campaign effectively? That's really the question. And that's an age question.
And is he growing his base?
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Go, Ashley, go.
Wait. Everybody coming at me at one time. No, Joe Biden had an exceptional night last night. He garnered 90 to 80% of the voters. I mean, that's unprecedented. And as I was telling you before, Gayle, there's other metrics that we need to consider here. Like? One, he's outraising Donald Trump and the Republican Party. He's raised more money than any Democrat at this point in any race prior to. He's got a record, to your point, Tony, that he can actually go out and sell 15 million jobs created, bipartisan bills on everything from infrastructure to guns.
But his message isn't cutting through. But I like Tony's question. Can he campaign effectively?
Right.
Sure.
Right.
People are still...
Can he sell it?
Okay.
People are very still concerned about his
By the way,
age.
Joe Biden is the only person that's ever beat Donald Trump. Let's be clear about that. Secondly, I don't disagree. I think what the party needs to do is really activate the bench. You've got a set of elected officials from Gavin Newsom to the vice
That's
president.
what you say when the top of the ticket is weak. You say, oh yeah, let's.
And I don't disagree with that.
Yeah,
I don't disagree.
I don't disagree that the top of the ticket is weak.
In some respects, absolutely. But I don't mind running from behind, and Joe Biden does very well running from behind, right?
But when you say
That's
activate the bench, Ashley, it makes it seem like you don't think that he is able to go out there, back to Tony's question, and campaign effectively.
No, every campaign and head of the ticket has always activated their bench, has always had surrogates go out into these states.
But they were out there too. They were out there too, though.
Typically,
Oh, no, and I think he will. No, there's no doubt. I think he will. But the question is, he's got to now start to, and they're going to start to do this after the State of the Union.
Okay.
They're going to send the cabinet secretaries out, right? They're going to send the vice president out.
Yeah.
Members of Congress out into. They're definitely going to send him
Before we
out.
go, let's get back to Trump real quick. Do you believe that they will try to change him for his campaign, or will he just run like he's been running?
There is no changing.
There's no changing.
And that's to our advantage. There is no changing.
But it's
Donald
to
Trump.
Trump's advantage too, because there's authenticity. That's what draws voters in, is they believe all politicians are this way, and at least he's honest about it. They feel like there's authenticity there, and that's what attracts voters to Donald Trump.
But can I just say one thing? Joe Biden's negatives are manageable, right? Compared to Donald Trump.
Okay.
Donald Trump's in court and will be in court from here to the end of the year on charges of overturning the election,
And we will be here
inciting
watching.
insurrection,
We will be here watching.
right?
You've got the last
He's
word.
having problems fundraising. These are real problems that they have to contend with, and the party's not addressing them effectively. And then again, he's bleeding support among supporters that are going to make the difference in the
Well,
election.
the good news is this isn't the last part of this story, and we'll all be back again to discuss. Thank you both.